Welcome back to the channel, fellow brawlers and Bakucrew members. I'm BakuBrad96, and in today's video, it is another Bakugan Evolutions double unboxing. That's right, I couldn't wait any longer, so what I'm going to do today in this video is unbox the Darkus Warrior as well as the Ventus Griswing Platinum Power-Up Packs. They are a little older at this point, so I want to go ahead, I want to get those reviews out, and I want to go ahead and get more Nanogon and Bakugan to deck build with, because that content is coming up in the next week or so stay tuned. But, like I said, going to be unboxing these bad boys, starting off with the Griswing. Save the Darkus for last, since it's my favorite. Not that I want this video to be too quick, but since I am reviewing two sets, I don't want to be too slow, and I don't want to spend too much time talking after all. But certainly let me know in the comments down below, what is your favorite out of these two sets? Which one will you be picking up, if any of these two? So that is Griswing and the Nanogon. So the first gate card included is one that I literally just reviewed in my last video. What are the chances? So I'm not going to waste any time. I'll just set that one down right there. Now then, taking a look at the Nanogon, first one being Aquos Nano Lancer. On a Flaming Fist plus 300 B power. On a Flaming Fist and an Orange Shield plus 500 B power. Not bad at all. Definitely helps with your B power. No damage help though. Is there a Nanogon that even helps with damage? I don't think I've seen one yet, but it seems like they all add B power and that's about it. Still really cool nonetheless. Next up is a new Nanogon I actually haven't got before this, and it is Nano Shadow. So it is my first one. I do believe this is Halcor's Nanogon, you can see on the back there. Moving on, if you have 3 Green Fists on your team, or 3 Green Fist Bakucrew attached, I believe, plus 1600 B power. Quite the requirement, but you know, that is a lot of B power to get. And then on the second one there, 3 Green Fist and a Helix plus 2000 B power, and you get to remove an opposing active Bakugan's Bakucrew. Very strong effects there. Very interesting. You know, I can think of a few Chaos cards that would really help with this. Obviously, my go-to is Energy Vortex. The Baku gear that adds a Green Fist would certainly be very good paired with this Nanogon. Definitely going to be deck building with it for sure, because that is an interesting effect. Both of those are really cool. Now then, I will go ahead and review the Nanogon if I can grab them. So this is the Aquos Lancer, and it folds out like a snake, and then it has a tail. There we are. So that is Aquos Lancer. Very cool. Reminds me of like a baby Fangzor or a mini Fangzor almost. And then this one's new, so actually I'm not sure how to open it. So hopefully I don't break anything. Is that it? Or is there more? I feel like there's more. Oh, okay. Well, that one folds out a lot, actually. A lot more than I thought it would. So this is Nano Shadow. Like a frilled lizard, if you will, it looks like. At least that's what it looks like on the character card. Really cool. The coloring's an interesting pick, the yellow there, instead of like a normal Chaos color. That's different. And then moving on, of course, to the Platinum Griswing. It comes with a Green Fist and a Flaming Fist Bakucrew. B power of 300, which is very low, but plus side, 8 damage. So, I mean, if you're running a Ventus deck like I do that does nothing but reduce your enemy Bakugan's B power, I mean, Platinum Griswing is fine because you're taking away all of your opponent's B power anyway. But first thoughts, looking right at it, I think the 300 B power is pretty weak. Going ahead and moving along though, on a Flaming Fist, you get to add a Bakucrew from the field to your active Bakugan, and then on a Green Fist, you get to remove an opposing active Bakugan's Bakucrew. So kind of versatile in what it does. It has 2 effects for both of the Bakucrew that it uses itself, which is interesting. Definitely a utility Bakugan nonetheless, but more on the damage side if you were to ask me. So very cool. Now then, for Griswing himself, or itself, here we are. Again, the interior of the Bakugan, since it is a platinum, is die-cast metal. In this case, it is pretty much all of the light green that you see. That's kind of reflecting the light there. That is all metal, with the darker bits, the head, the tail, the legs, and wings being normal plastic. So this is my first Griswing. I'm not really sure how to fold them up, but I will give it a go. I'm assuming the legs fold in, which the detail on the armor plating there, the red, that is very nice. Just had to point that out. And then head, wings, and then maybe the tail last. Oh, okay, I was right. So that is Ventus Griswing in the sphere form, or folded up if you will. Again, all of the nice detailing and patterning for Ventus shown on the wings and the tail. Very good paint job, good paint work. Spin Master continues to make very good Bakugan. Alright, so very nice. And of course the Bakucrew that you do get with the set, plus 150 B power, plus 2 damage Green Fist, followed by a plus 250 B power and plus 3 damage Flaming Fist. So all in all, not bad. I would say that is certainly a decent set, but I'm not done there. Just a quick look over of the checklist right quick to see if it's different. And once again, for the, 20th time, it is not different. So now it is time for the Darkus Warrior Well. Before I review this, I do just want to say a friendly reminder that as of recording, 72% of you watching are not subscribed. I know that is a higher number than it normally is, which is good news because it means I'm getting more viewers, but bad news because you're not hitting that red button. So do me a favor, if you will, right now before you watch this any further, go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more awesome Bakugan action, as well as my monthly giveaways, because all you have to do to participate in those is, of course, watch the videos. You'll need to do that, but be subscribed. So that is all there is to it. And yeah, I just like to remind people every once in a while in my videos about those, because kind of a big deal. But there is Darkus Warrior Well. And as I'm fidgeting with the plastic, trying to get the character cards out, kind of an awkward silence, but the checklist, it's the same, I can tell. Again, nothing new. But the gate card that comes with the Warrior Well is a nice one. It's got some really good artwork of Neleus, and it's for Darkus, so I'll go ahead and run through it real quick. 100 to Pyrus, 600 to Aquas, 100 to Ventus, 100 to Chaos, 100 to Arliss, and a big 600 to Darkus, very nice. Darkus and Aquas getting the main bonuses from this gate card, and then it does have the Helix Bakucrew symbol for your Baku Gear plays, your Nanogon plays, however you play the toy battling game, that's what it's for. But very nice gate card overall. Going ahead and going straight into the Nanogon because that is what is up. Starting off with Pyrus Nano Sledge. Again, another new Nanogon for me. I don't have any Sledge at all, just like I didn't have any Shadow. So this is really awesome. But moving on one Flaming Fist, you can get plus 100 B power. But on 2 Flaming Fists, you get to add a Bakucrew from the field to your active Bakugan. So that could be very good. Obviously, this is meant for a Flaming Fist deck, which are usually damage builds. There's nothing wrong with that. I can kind of see how this is going. You don't really need B power. Interesting, because I was just talking about, are there any Nanogon for damage decks, and this kind of could be for one. I don't know. Just if you're running Flaming Fist anyway, right? Really cool artwork, though. This is the one for Trox, obviously. Really nice. And then here is Pyrus Nano Sledge. I'm probably going to do a horrible job opening this. Yeah, already broke a wing off. Have no idea how this thing opens. Yeah, just me horribly fidgeting. There we go. Okay, so it would help if I put the wing up the right way. So lift those up. This goes over. There we go. Okay, so not too much of a disaster, but there is Nano Pyrus Sledge. Really cool, like a gargoyle Bakugan. Almost like a baby Garganoid. See, all these Nanogon are like baby forms of actual Bakugan. I see what Spin Master's doing. I'm noticing. Very nice, though. After that, it is the Ventus Nano Fury. On a green shield, wow. On a orange shield, plus 400 B power. But then on an orange Helix and a green Fist Core, plus 1000 B power. So not too over the top, just kind of a normal Nanogon. Kind of see these effects on, Nano WebM and the like. Crystalline for Darkus Crystalline, I do believe, all have kind of this setup. Nothing too huge, nothing too major, I don't think, to talk about. Orange Shield plus 400 is really nice. You could potentially get a combo of 800, a shield that gives 400 to attribute, and then this 400. So not bad, but not the best in my opinion. Fury is the Nanogon for Drago. You can kind of see the silhouette of Drago. Maybe not as good as the other Bakugan in the Nanogon cards, but you can make it out. Now, Fury is a Nanogon that I have had before. I do have the Darkus variant right now. So you just fold out the wings there. And then the head, well, the head's really down in there. There we go. That is Nano Fury. Looks like a little bird. Good detail there with the feet. You can definitely tell what it is. Which, to be so small, that's really interesting how they put so much detail into it. Definitely a lot like the B1 Bakugan of the original series. It's a shame they're not magnetized. If they were magnetized, that would be awesome. But for the big part of that set, finally getting to it, the Platinum Warrior Well, Darkus. It has a red Flaming Fist and a Helix core. B power of 200 with 5 damage. And then on a Helix, you get to steal an opposing active Bakugan's Baku core for your own. So, very good. The B power is honestly weak, but when you factor in, brawling, if you land on a Helix, you do get to steal whatever your opponent picks up, because it does happen right then. So, right on the brawl, when you both open, you are going to be taking whatever your opponent opened up on. Now, if they double core, I'm not sure if you take both core or just the single core you get to choose. Someone in the comments down below, let me know what the ruling would be if you open a Bakugan that steals a core and then your opponent opens and double cores, on the same turn. How does that go? What's the priority there? I'm not really sure on the rulings, but I know one of you will solve it in the comments. So thank you. But yeah, so for Platinum Warrior Well, not bad at all. I really dig the artwork. That's very nice. The B power is really low. The Darkus Halcor I unboxed, the Darkus Feyroll I unboxed, and now the Platinum Warrior Well. I'm getting worried that Darkus Bakugan aren't as strong as I was hoping they would end up being. The one saving grace, though, being the Darkus Serpilius, it wasn't very bad. And then, of course, Genesis Nelius, no one can complain about that one. But I'm going to keep my hopes up and think that Platinum Warrior Well could be good in a damage deck, rapid fire strategies, Again, paired with Helix, even possibly a deck with Leonidas, you could get Platinum Warrior Will up there. So I'm not out on it completely, but definitely worried about those stats. It is the Darkus Bakugan, so I will use it nonetheless in future deck profiles. Now then, finish it off, take a look at the actual Bakugan. Here we go. One thing to note, and one thing that I find interesting, is if you'll notice, all black, right? Like it's just the base black for Darkus. But if you look at the packaging, there's supposed to be a whole lot of magenta. Like almost the entirety of Warrior Well should be that magenta color. It reminds me a lot of the Platinum Blitzvox, again, that I recently unboxed. Go on my channel and check that out if you haven't already. That was a shout out to Nightcore by Design and his mascot Kiriyami. But yeah, so that kind of threw me off guard. I don't know. Does anyone else have that problem? Is it like just this packaging, or are they all like that? I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of Darkus Warrior Well in stores, so I haven't really checked. But just something that I noticed. Don't know if I'm the only one or not. But yeah, so the Warrior Well is fully black. You have a few magenta accents, you know, the bottom of the jaw here with the B power, the eyebrows, the designs, the patterning on the arm fin things. And then other than that is just a lot of silver to contrast the black. You do have the feet here. They have a little bit of the light blue, but not much, not a lot. It's mainly just the flat black and then the silver coloring, which, I mean, it looks nicely, but the package is so different. The metal on Warrior Well, the die-cast metal is like this bit right here, and then not right here where the magnet is, but it actually wraps more around. And then they left the head plastic as well. So this whole middle piece right here is plastic, but then the, I guess you consider the frame or the main body of the Bakugan is what's metal. Still really cool design nonetheless. I like it. So to fold it, the manual feed in, close, fin down, tail down, and then you just slide it back onto itself. And that is Darkus Platinum Warrior Well, all folded up. It does look nice in ball form though, I will say that. Has some really nice clean edges and paintwork. No smudges. Very nice. So one thing I will check before I close out the video though, is if these Bakugan can and will double core. For those of you curious though, before I forget, Darkus Warrior Well came with a -200 B power plus 5 damage Helix, and then a plus 150 B power and plus 4 damage Flaming Fist. So not the best cores from either set, but hopefully you've had other Bakugan product and you have the Baku core that you want. Just kind of set those out and see if we can get a double core. Starting off with Warrior Well. Well, it did have it, so potentially it is a positive. Though it is a weak magnet, it will do it. I guess at that point it just depends on what your play group or what the judge at the official event, if there ever is one, decides, but it does pick it up, but it will drop it. So now then, going on to Griswing. And Griswing doesn't double core at all. So if you're playing with Griswing, make sure the core you land on is the core that you want. And with that, I will be signing off. Thank you all for watching. As always, the channel has just went over 600 subscribers, which is a huge milestone, and I can't thank you all enough. I mean, honestly, it is just humongous. So I will be doing a special video to commemorate that in the coming days. I don't know if it'll be this week, so it might take some time, but just know that that is in the works. Until then, stay safe, drum up, and Bakugan brawl.